Good morning, cricket fans, and greetings from the Caribbean. It's day 4 in this round 6 match between the Jamaica Scorpions and the Guyana Harpy Eagles, coming to you live from Sabina Park. Andrew Chan in your company. Jamaica Scorpions require 296 runs for victory. Will they be able to do it? Only time will tell. And Pinnock, Marlon Pinnock, my co-commentator, is the only one who can see, who can tell, who can foretell what can happen today. And good morning, Marlon, and how are you?
Good morning to you, Mr. Andrew Chang. Good morning to our viewers. Today promises to be a cracker of a final day in the 6-round fixtures at Sabina Park. With the Scorpions need 296 for victory, but of course the Guyana Harpy Eagles need 8 wickets for victory.
I certainly think that in terms of what is happening today, the response from the Jamaica Scorpions hinges on this pair. And if this pair sticks together for most of the day, or at least the first session, and the context of the change of the game can be changed.
Well, if you look at the Scorpions batting lineup as well, these two batters in the middle are the senior batters in the team. Both represent the West Indies at the test level. I should say at the test and one-day level. So it goes to show this is where majority of the batting lies for the Scorpions.
Yeah, quite so indeed.
McKenzie and Brandon King both look good at the wicket yesterday. But as you know in cricket, have to start fresh on a new day. A prime example yesterday when Marquino Minley got the first delivery of the morning and he was caught behind. This goes to show you have to get a start on the wicket. And this is a 4th-day wicket at Sabina Park. Won't be easy, Andrew.
Yeah, it certainly won't. Starting with pace here, Niall Smith will resume action, or will start proceedings, I should say, from the southern end of the ground. Of course, other games going on in the regional 4-day championships, and good to see that they're all going to the 4th day. Other than one match, the West Indies Academy, who lost to the Volcanoes.
And the Jamaica Scorpions haven't beaten any traditional team for over 2 years, Andrew.
On the money right away. So the Leeward Islands Hurricanes are following on, and they trail Barbados Prime by 119 runs. This is after Barbados posted 542 for 9. And a similar situation with the combined campuses and colleges. They actually require 342 runs for victory, with 7 wickets remaining. There are 107 for 3. This is after the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force posted 591 for 7 and 95 for 2. Flailed square, and it will run very close to the ropes. The fielder does well coming around. The first runs off the bat for the morning, and it's off the bat of Brandon King. And boy, do the Scorpions need a captain's knock from their captain.
Indeed, they definitely need a knock from the captain, Brandon King. Positive looking intent so far by Brandon King. So a punch off the back would look sweet though in the eyes to watch Brandon King. We know how dangerous he can be, Andrew. I would say prefer the white ball format though.
Yeah. And I'd just like to say a pleasant good morning to Mr. Joseph Reds Pereira, of course, that iconic commentator and voice of cricket across the Caribbean, and a staunch Guyanese. He said we're doing a good job at Sabina Park, Penny, and so thank you very much for that. Kudos, Mr. Pereira. We do appreciate it.
And I want to say good morning to the chairman of Selector, Mr. Desmond Haynes as well. Had a chat with him this morning as well.
Indeed. Throwing your cap in for the backup wicketkeeper batsman for the West Indies, Penny.
Not at all, just getting some encouragement from him as well.
Oh my, oh my. I'm sure they could do with your training. I mean, your time in the army would have shown you some good fitness skills. And you are a coach of some renown as well. Not as renowned as your wicket keeping for sure.
And as I mentioned, coach in the Jamaica Defence Force is playing against St. Mary in that Jamaica Cricket Association 2-day semi-finals. And of course, this same club here in Jamaica, Kingston, playing against St. Catherine, the defending champions at Kensington in the second semi-finals.
Very nice.
Both these two batters in the middle play for Kingston Cricket Club as well. Have great understanding of each other, and hence why this partnership is very crucial for the Scorpions.
Good delivery, probably going down the leg side a little bit. A little bit of swing there from Niall Smith. Let's have a look at the replay on this one. It's coming back in sharply, but a little bit too sharp. A little bit too straight from Smith. But I like that angle because if you if you can pull up the replay again, you see here that Brandon King is batting on a sort of middle stump line, comes across, but gets that one straight, and you see that those stumps are exposed there, Penny. This time he brings his bat down straight and blocks quite nicely. That is the end of the first over. 125 for 2. Still require 294 for victory. And I mean, I still think Guyana are obviously in control of this game, but it's up to the Scorpions to see if they have a sting in their tail still, Penny. Look at the batting to come. It's not a lot. In terms of RBJ Mansingh, you got Pete Salmon, Ramal Lewis, Derval Green as well. Romain Morris, I'm not sure if he will be batting.
Yes, he will be batting as well. So I'm in the nets having a knock-up this morning as well. But I don't think he'll be able to run those sharp singles.
And in terms of his mobility, how did he look?
Not flexible at all.
Not 100%, so yeah.
Not 100%. So the sharp singles out of the equation for the wicketkeeper batsman in Morris.
Starting with spin from the other end, and it's Gudakesh Moti. And we saw Kirk McKenzie in the evening period trying to hit a couple lovely extra cover drives over long off area, wide long off. So we'll see if he goes in the attack in the same form, but that was against Veerasamy Permal. So Moti has to contend with here.
And let's see how Moti starts here.
Beautiful delivery, lovely flight there to start.
This is good start here by Gudakesh Moti. Very slow through the air, that delivery.
Talking about on the money there, Penny.
Definitely on the money so far, those two deliveries. There's a man at the backward square leg as well.
Oh, well pulled there. Now, of course, Jerome Foster, our co-commentator, who will be around shortly, I'm sure, has spoken about McKenzie getting starts and not converting them. If he ever needed to convert a start, it is today. Of course, he has to start over. But it was. He almost gave away his hand in the last over yesterday, dancing up the pitch to Permal. Unfortunately, Savory missed a stumping chance.
But in this West Indies Regional Championship so far, Kurt McKenzie have gotten start on 7 occasions, but not capitalizing and getting 3 figures. Wow, sharp spin there to complete the 46 at 125 for the loss of 2.
Yeah, maiden to start for Moti.
Good signs here for the Guyana RP Eagles as well, getting the ball to spin on the wicket.
That's a summary of the game as it stands. You see some remedial works going on at the Kingston Cricket Club. The good members of that club will get the smell of paint fumes along with their alcohol and rum. Penny, it'll be a heady game for them.
And their curry goat as well.
Yeah.
That's your favorite dish as well, Anjo.
Oh, yeah.
And my good friend Vishal Lalman loves it as well.
Yeah, no, Vishan Lalmon loves anything to do with his belly. And of course, he has to document it all the time. Takes an Instagram of everything. Is that Jerome Foster? There he is. Looks a little bit weary after his Hawaiian night, Penny.
It's good to see him this morning as well. Just a slip and a goal in place for Brandon King.
It looks like he's traveling with those bags underneath his eyes. There's some very, very heavy bags under Jerome Foster's eyes. Of course, in his other media work, Penny, he's rubbing shoulders with the VVIPs. Interviews with Tevin Imlach via Sami Promal. If you let him know Desmond Haynes is here, I think he's running away now to see if we can get a little interview with Desmond Haynes.
A indeed start so far this morning by the Scorpions.
And speaking of DHs, a very good morning to Donovan Hales.
Well, he should be listening as well.
Yeah. Just as an illustrious member of the Cricket West Indies team. He's been a very gracious match referee. Kept the game flowing at all times. With that alluring Jamaican politeness about him as well.
Good to see Niall Smith this morning starting on the money. Yesterday, he was all over the shop. This morning, so far, into his second over. On the money, you'll see. Just the 2 runs scored off his bowling this morning. Those 2 runs went to Captain Brandon King. Bit of Russia brought there coming in from Brandon King. Good delivery by Niall Smith as well. Bang on target. Asking questions. You know Brandon King loves to be positive. Loves to score free. And so far, Niall Smith haven't given him that opportunity. Been on the money. Forcing a wrong shot here from King. And the onus is on Brandon King and Kirk McKenzie to bat as long as possible if the Scorpions are to mass this huge total here at Sabina Park.
Oh, bowled him! Absolutely pegged that middle stump back. Niall Smith with a Cristiano Ronaldo celebration. The middle stump is scattered and Brandon King is heading back to the pavilion. That was an absolute pearler from Smith.
A brilliant delivery from Niall Smith, as you see on the replay. A peach of a delivery. And Brandon King goes back to the pavilion. And the Scorpions is in more trouble, up on trouble here at Sabina Park on day 4 of this West Indies Regional Championship at 125 for the loss of 3.
Yeah, it's similar to the LBW shout in that last over here, Penny, as we have a look again. He darts it in. He gets that to come back in.
With the angle as well.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely beautiful. And I don't think Brandon King bat generally comes down at an angle. So when he has to come down super straight like that.
Just as I was mentioning about Niall Smith this morning, asking questions, been on the money. He delivers a beauty to get rid of the Scorpions captain Brandon King. And this means Abhijay Mansingh is the new batter coming out to battle with Kurt McKenzie, who's well set on 39 as well, from 118 deliveries.
Well, I mean, in talking about the game, Penny, I said it depends on how long those two those two current batsmen who are at the crease lasted. And Brandon King lasted barely 12 minutes this morning here. So the Scorpions will really have to dig deep now. And a lot, I think, hinges on McKenzie and his ability to bat with the rest of the squad.
And if you realize, Niall Smith this morning, just a 2-run score from his bowling. And he's into his second over, just a delivery made in his second over. So it goes to show how disciplined he is in this spell so far. Very consistently hitting good areas, and hence why he was rewarded with the wicket of Brandon King.
Yeah. And they're strengthening their field here. 2 slips and a gully. Previously, it was just 1 slip in place for Brandon King. There's also a fielder coming in at backward point. Nice push by Mansingh, and he'll get off the mark immediately. That's good cricket from Mansingh.
And that completes the 47th at 1-2-6 for the loss of 3. And I like that field set for Abhijay Mansingh as well. Abhijay Mansingh tends to reach for the ball outside the off stump, and Niall Smith tends to get the ball to swing away from the right-handers.
Yeah. Can we get the replay of the bowled again, please, Dylan? And let's have a look at it here. And if you can slow it down for us as well. Yeah, he's very wide at the crease, absolutely using the complete width of the crease. And the angle coming in, Brandon King looks at his bat. He was probably thinking maybe he got a little bit of an edge on it. But yeah, it absolutely demolished that middle stumpany. And that's a sight for a fast bowler when you pick out that middle stump and leave the off and leg up. And really would, of course, lifted the spirit of the team here. Moti to Mansingh. This should be interesting.
As I mentioned earlier, Abhijay Mansingh tends to reach for the ball instead of making the ball come to him. Hence why those 3 slips earlier was very vital for him as well.
Oh, beautiful. Well left.
Good
I'm
delivery.
slightly disappointed there isn't a closer fielder around the bat, either as Fuzzy loves a leg gully, or maybe a silly mid-off, a second slip.
Just to put some pressure, some doubts into Abhijay Mansingh's mind as well. I think an extra slip would be good as well.
Yeah.
Seems that he's spinning the ball across the right-hander.
Up in the air, just out of the reach of short extra cover.
That's what I was mentioning.
Reaching for that one again, Mansingh.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. He tends to reach for the ball instead of making the ball come to him.
He's back live here.
So if you're just joining us, this is the 4th day of the 6th-run encounter at Sabina Park between the Scorpions and the RB Eagles.
Bit uppishly again, reaching for that one.
1-2-6 for the loss of 3 at the completion of the 48th.
Absolutely running through that over there, Moti. It was so easy for him. Niall Smith will get a chance to bowl at the left-handed McKenzie now. It'll be interesting to see how he adjusts his line.
And if you realize all 4 days so far, Andrew, all blue skies here at Sabina Park. excellent day for cricket.
A stupendous weather, Penny.
No threat of any showers here in Kingston, Jamaica. Nice Smith. 1 for 22 so far from 8 overs. That wicket was a wicket in the last over from him. Wicket of Brandon King, a very important wicket to him as well. You could see the celebration. And he was all over the shop yesterday. Came back this morning on the money. Just 2 runs conceded from his, should be third over of the day. Excellent. McKenzie batted over 100 deliveries in this inning so far. 118 to be exact. Batted extremely well yesterday. Just in the last over, a rush of blood, but he's still at the wicket for the Scorpions, and that is a plus as well. A bit uppish there by Kurt McKenzie, and I like the field set here for Kurt McKenzie as well. Captain Tevin Imlach elected to go with 2 slip and a gully. The man backward pointer cover, mid on, mid off. And a man on the square leg region. The big fast bowler in Isaiah Thorne is at fine leg.
It hasn't added to his overnight score as yet, McKenzie. This time he will. That's a delivery down the leg side. Tickles it fine. They're interested in 2, well, at least Mansingh was. I don't think McKenzie was.
Niles Smith on this occasion, guilty and strain on the line of a leg stump. An easy pickings for Kurt McKenzie for his 40th run of the inning so far. I think this is a perfect opportunity for Kurt McKenzie. Make 100 for the Scorpions. And it's good to see the chairman off selector Desmond Haynes watching as well. This should be encouraging signs for young Kurt McKenzie as well.
Down the leg side. Good take by Savory.
Yeah, excellent take. Niles Smith on this occasion. Just handing the ball down the leg side. And as it's past the bat of Avijay Mansingh, it swung further down the leg side. And as I mentioned, excellent wicket keeping as well. He must be pumped, Andrew. Scored a magnificent 155 in the first innings.
Yeah.
That sets up the game for the Guyana RP Eagles.
Although you missed that stumping chance yesterday, which would have had the Jamaica Scorpions in even deeper trouble than they are now. Flailing at that one was Mansingh. Ill-advised, ill-executed.
Mansingh should be thinking about building a big partnership with Kurt McKenzie. You realize in the first innings for the Guyana RP Eagles, they got 2 big partnership over 100 runs. In fact, 127 and 153. So the Scorpions should be thinking about 2 big partnership if they are to cross the line in this 6-run action at Sabina Park.
Peel for leg before. Nothing doing from the umpire. Let's have a look at the replay on this one.
Going down. Excellent call. Umpire Joel Wilson out of Trinidad and Tobago. Doing a remarkable job so far is Joel Wilson. Been at the highest level. Vast experience as well. this morning. Doing an outstanding job for the Guyana RP Eagles.
On the leg side, well taken by Savory again. That was a really good take and congratulated by Imlak, who's a keeper himself. End of the over, 127 for 3. Not as good as Niall Smith would have liked in that over. But that LBW appeal against Mansingh, the one who was going down like that, it's a similar sort of delivery as to what he got Brandon King out with. So it seems to be a strength of Niall Smith to go wide and then bring that back in.
That's a shot.
And I like the ploy because, of course, it'll be hard for the batters to play.
That's a shot of the Hawkeye Security Company in Jamaica. And of course, a beautiful beach overview. Wonderful country in Jamaica. I love the beaches in Jamaica as well. Moti will be continuing to Kurt McKenzie.
Oh, beautiful from Moti. That just touched down, spun outside the outside edge. Really, really good stuff here from him. And I quite like the idea, of course, Penny, in terms of the usage of bowlers. He have pace from one and spin on the other. Of course, I'm suspecting when it gets about 50 or 60 overs old in terms of the ball, that the spinners will be operating full time. But at least it gives Smith, Ali Mohammed, and of course Thorne an opportunity to bowl. And of course something different for the batters as well to think about. Pace versus spin, always two different. Pass sets up in the air, taking a short leg. Yes, the dismissal is given. Moti strikes, McKenzie is gone. 127 for 4. Do the Scorpions still have a sting in their tail? Marlon Pinnock, well. How's it gonna go today?
Excellent take by Perez. And this means the Scorpions is in more trouble upon trouble here at Sabina Park, Andrew. Kurt McKenzie, a disappointed looking Kurt McKenzie going back to the dressing room with the Scorpions 127 now for the loss of 4.
And it's another start again for McKenzie, but he stutters as he tries to get out of second gear. Really good grab as well. Credit to the fielder. That was a really good grab.
A disappointed Kurt McKenzie, 7th time in this competition, gotten start, but not capitalizing, and hence why the Scorpions now in a spot of about 127 for 4, as the new batter is Pete Salmon.
You're so kind, Penny. I mean, the Jamaica Scorpions started today in a spot of butter. I think the butter is a little bit bigger than a spot now. Yeah, you can call it a polka dot of butter because it's all over.
Require 292 for victory. That's a big axe of the Scorpions. Should be a huge axe. Already in the middle. And if you look at the batting to come, just Morris and the bowlers remaining. Tough axe of the Scorpions. Won't be easy. But one thing for sure, there's a lot of overs remaining in the day's play. And no threat of any showers as well. So we're definitely going to get a result here on this, the final day of the 6th round encounter at Sabina Park. And Moti picks up his first wicket as well. And a very important wicket to him as well, of the West Indies test number 3 batter Kurt McKenzie.
Pete Salmon is out there now, so it's into the lower middle order for the Harpy Eagles.
And right away, you realize a second slip has been put in place for Pete Salmon.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous delivery there from Moti to end. It's a wicket maiden for Moti. Gets rid of the bigger fish of McKenzie. And ends with a puller here to Salmon.
Indeed, pitch and spun away from the right-hander, hence why it's a great move by Tevin Imlach to include a second slip as well.
Yeah, he's a fish out of water, is Salmon there.
Dad! Dad!
Is that real? Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
Niall Smith to resume. He'll be bowling to Abhijay Mansingh. Two brand new batters at the crease here for the Harpy Eagles. They're in a very, very strong position.
Well, Pete Salmon scored an 100 in the Jamaica Cricket Association two-day competition last weekend. But 100 is needed as well for the Scorpions today in the 6-round fixtures.
Niall Smith is in a good rhythm here, and I don't want him to get carried away. I want him to show that he can group together some wickets. He got the wickets of Brandon King with a lovely in-swinging, angling in sharp on the stumps delivery. That's what you need to bowl here against Mansingh, the likes of Mansingh, the likes of Salmon.
And this is an attacking field as well set for Abhijay Mansingh.
Flails at this one, but he gets it through the gully region, through the slips, I should say, and a lucky 4 for Abhijay Mansingh.
Indeed. For a second, Kevin Sinclair thought he had his man. But in the end, 4 more runs to Abhijay Mansingh. Not in the most convincing form. But his first boundary.
And there's Kevin Sinclair miming that maybe he should have gone for that one. I think it went too fast. So, I mean, if you're going to flash hard, and that's what Mansingh did, to his everlasting credit.
Well, Mansingh is up to 5 with that boundary.
Going down the leg side. Stifled appeal.
Leg by signal by umpire Joel Wilson as well. So you realize Niall Smith so far going wide off the crease and in the ball to the right-handers. Well, Pete, someone will be facing his first delivery from Niall Smith. Scorpions still require 287 for victory on this last day at Sabina Park.
Well played by Salmon. Solidly behind that one.
A beautiful sunny morning here at Sabina Park as well. Cool breeze blowing across the ground as well. As you can see, a lone spectator in the stand as well with his bicycle. Not a happy gentleman he is. You can see he's very hungry with something happening on the field of play.
tickles this one fine, and Salmon will get off the mark. And so that's good for him from that perspective. The Jamaican Scorpions certainly need a lot more of those. 286 to be exact, but 287, Penny.
Yeah, just hunting down the leg side. This time was Niall Smith. And easy pickings for Pete Salmon to get his first run of the morning. Yesterday, Pete Salmon was off the field for some time. Wondered if he's okay. But he must be okay to be in the middle as well. Battling for the Scorpions.
Good take by Savory to end the over. 133 for 4. Some final thoughts from Marlon Pinnock before he takes a little break and is rejoined by Jerome Foster. Fozzie.
Good morning for the Guyana Harpy Eagles so far. Picked up 2 very important wickets of Kurt McKenzie and Captain Brandon King. And that's a plus for them going in the first half an hour of play. That means they are in command of this final day of the 6-round fixtures here at Sabina Park.
Thank you very much, Penny. As to give you an update of the scores around the region once again. Leeward Island Hurricanes, they're showing why they're at the top of the table. They trailed the Barbados Pride by 98 runs. Barbados made 542 for 9 declared. Leeward's bowled out for 288. And in their second innings, they're 156 for 1. Mikai Louis on 66, Kesey Carty on 30. And then across in St. Augustine, that's at UWI. Combined campuses and colleges still require 331 runs for victory against the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Up in the air, just short and wide of that field, that second slip there. Moti continuing to ask questions here of Pete Salmon as I welcome Fozzie into the commentary box.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew, and good morning to all our viewers. A good start for the Harpy Eagles so far. A wicket for the pacer and a wicket for the spinner, so the plan has already worked in terms of the strategy that the team has come up with overnight. I must say that Brandon King was a little bit loose with his defense. Early on the day, you want to be as circumspect as possible. There's a big gap between the bat and the pad early up. And Kurt McKenzie was just reaching for a delivery that he could have been back to, but because of the men around the bat and the rough outside is off stump, he wasn't taking any risks. And a very good catch from Perez.
Yeah, well, his risk was Moti's reward.
But you just expected that once the Guyanese got a wicket, a second would follow pretty quickly. It's going to be a lot of pressure. It's going to be tense.
Good Yorker length delivery there from Moti. Flying through his overs here. Yet another maiden. 1 for 3 of 7. Brilliant bowling from him.
Excellent over again. Another maiden. And this is also pressure building. As much as the Scorpions believe that they can get to this 419 overnight, which I doubt, it's getting steeper and steeper with the progression of each over, especially with the skill sets of these bowlers. Moti doesn't go for a lot of runs. Kevin Sinclair doesn't go for a lot of runs. And Verasamy Pramal is going to plug away from an end. So it's going to be difficult for the Scorpions to score almost 100 runs per session. And they've lost 2 of their quicker scorers.
Yeah. Well, I'd say, I mean, arguably the last 2 recognized batters because Salmon and Mansingh are more bowling all-rounders than anything else. Derval Green, of course, we know can bat. Romain Morris, he's not as fit as he would like, as he would have liked to be. Nota there from Smith, well evaded by Mansingh. And we're at Sabina Park, but it seems like Jerome Foster is dressed for the play park with his lovely little Crocs on and his bright little cartoon jerseys. Nickelodeon Rugrats, Tommy and Chucky on Posy. Is it a pajama party you're going to today, Posy, after the Hawaiian fest last night?
And I didn't go to any. So, so it seems as if I'm going the same place where I was yesterday. Nowhere.
Good exchanges by Smith, no ball this time. Yeah, he's getting carried away, Niall Smith. I mean, you saw the delivery that got rid of Brandon King. It was an absolute puller.
Yeah, and I think it's a tactic that most teams have tried to Abijay Mansingh, is that he's not very comfortable against a short ball. You saw it early in the season against the CCC as well as the Volcanoes. They used it against him well. There's no one back deep, but I think what they're trying to do is pushing back. And then Smith with that delivery that comes in from wide of the crease that is targeting the stumps is going to be a potent delivery if the weight isn't transferred forward quick enough by Mansingh. So they're trying to set him up here by pushing him back and have him think about that short delivery coming.
Just get it away this time. It's short and wide. And he just pushes it into the point region for a single. And he'll leave Pete Salmon to do battle with Niall Smith.
Niall Smith has been far better than what he did yesterday. Yesterday he was all over the shop. He was spraying the ball outside the off stump, way down the leg side, bowling loose bouncers. Everything is a little bit more coordinated now. His run-up is a lot better, but he was bowling from the Courtney Walsh end yesterday where he was struggling. He's now bowling from the Michael Holding end. So maybe the change of ends working for him and not affecting his run-up as much.
Down the leg side, stifled appeal for a tickle. They're asking the question vociferously, no. Let's have a look at the replay here. Inconclusive.
Yeah. Not many were optimistic or confident about it.
The initial appeal was half-hearted, and then they continued to ask the question.
Getting a close-up here. It's still going to be difficult. I don't think he nicked that.
I think the bat may have actually brushed the pad.
Yeah.
Which is why the question was probably asked, if there was a noise.
I like the Harpy Eagles in terms of how they go about playing their cricket. They're never overawed by the situation. They don't look too flustered, by the way, in terms of how they execute their plans, or if their plans are not working for a particular phase in the game. They don't get impatient. They don't go searching. They stick to their guns. They stick to their methods because they believe that it's going to work for them in the long run. And it's a reason why they are the champions.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, of course, they have a very comfortable cushion. If the situation has changed and Jamaica required 84 as opposed to 284, then
or even 184.
We'd have to see how the Harpy Eagles would respond. But what I've liked so far this morning is that they're using pace from one end and spin from the other, making the batsman question, and they've already gotten the two major wickets that they needed to get. So, of course, it is just a matter of time before the Scorpions fold. But how long can they last, and how long can they make the Harpy Eagles sweat? No ball again from Smith, but this time it's an overstepping no ball.
Let's see. Aiming for that delivery that comes back towards the stumps.
Yeah.
went wide off the crease, using the angle to slant that ball towards the stumps.
And that's how he got get rid of King.
Yeah.
It seems to be his surprise delivery. And he seems to be very, very good at it because he's extremely wide of a crease. He uses the full width. This time he's a little bit straighter, but this time gets it through the gully region, down to the third man for 4. That was a lovely controlled shot by Pete Salmon.
It was a little bit aerial for a while, and he thought as though Gully was interested. But that was intentional. And I think Smith can still take some comfort from it that it was in the air. But it was too wide, so it afforded the chance for Pete Salmon to throw his long arms at the ball. And once he gets enough power in those, highly unlikely that he's going to go to hand. 140 for 4.
There's a man who seems to have brought his bicycle to the game. I don't want to know how close he and his relationship with that bicycle are. Don't know if he bought the bicycle a ticket, Fuzzy.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he had left it with our good friend Wally Starr downstairs, Wally would have taken care of it for him. Moti continues. Well played there by Mansingh. A full delivery, and he pushed it nicely to mid-on, got the single. Edged. Oh, just past that field, that silly mid-off. That one flew past him. That would have been a wonderful grab had he held on to that one.
Yeah, pushing too hard at the ball there. Someone has to allow the ball to come to him. And came off the middle of the bat past Raymond Perez.
Ooh. Dangerous leave there. As far as he's scratching his head there. You'll have to say well judged by Pete Salmon in the end.
Yeah, that's a perfect leave. Because had it not been, he would have been castled wider than we thought from here, but it looked close.
Well judged, Mr. Salmon.
I can see the guile from Moti here. He's tempting someone by going wider and wider, but he's bowling it slow and slow. Test his patience and test his reach. But whenever he goes straight on the stumps, a little bit more pace is on the ball.
Yeah, almost like Yorker length deliveries he's looking for. Yeah, but outside the stumps, he's just floating it. Absolutely beautiful control here by Moti. Just dusting through his overs here, Moti, because absolutely nothing is happening off his bowling in terms of coming off the bat here. A flyby at Sabina Park. The long-term residents. Some of the pigeons there. Kadir Mohammed showing off his skill there with the camera work. Good job, Kadir. Oh, I think you've lost him. No. He still has them. No, he's lost them. No. But of course, it's back to the cricket here.
Yeah, we're going to see a bowling change. Now Smith has done his bit for the morning, I presume, or for this first hour.
And I finally get to see Isaiah Thorne bowl, Fuzzy, because I've wanted to see a bowl, and just due to my commitments away from the cricket, I just haven't had the opportunity to see him bowl in the mat. Because he really impressed me in the Under-19 Cricket World Cup, and then seeing him here in person, he's a tall, strong, fast fellow, and with the ability to swing and move the ball, I think it's a valuable treat.
Yeah. What I've noticed about him, though, is that he wants some more coordination work. His run-up is not as rhythmic as you would like.
Or a little wonky.
Yeah, it's a little bit sluggish. It's as if he's not the most naturally athletic person you'd see around.
He starts off with a spicy delivery, comes back in a little bit. I sort of see what you're saying in terms of getting the knees straight and coming to the crease a little bit straighter. Yes.
And just before he gets to the crease, it's almost as if he breaks his stride to get into that delivery. It would be delivery stride, but breaks his run-up stride to get into that delivery action. If you get what I'm saying. But we'll look at it again throughout the over. He'll be bowling about 4 or 5 overs. But what he has is consistency in terms of where he pitches the ball. He knows what he's trying to do, what he's trying to achieve.
Maybe it is just building up those leg muscles, because if you look at it, his top body is very solid, very big, and it tapers down nicely. But maybe it's just building up those leg muscles, which can come with a little bit of age, because again, he's under 19. I'm going to ask our producer, Dylan, to see if we can get a slow motion from the front of Thorne's action. And so we can have a look at it, hopefully, after this delivery. But to me, it's the sort of swing that he gets that I really like.
He's coming in a straight line, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not seeing enough energy, not to say that he's supposed to run like a 100-meter sprinter. But it's almost as if he's fighting himself to get to the crease. It's not as easy and smooth as you would like.
But the good thing is that he's moving everything towards the crease, and his release is very good, I would say. Maybe he has to stand up a little bit straighter, maybe a little falling away.
Yeah. Well, he's only 19, so he has a lot of time to correct these.
But I like his follow-through. That's a good drive. Won't get to the ropes. But I like the fact that he swings the ball. I think that's an even more important thing. He swings and gets that ball to move. Even there, that was a little bit late in swing.
Mansingh loves to play through the onside. And sometimes he gets in a tangle where his head gets outside the line of the ball, ends up playing around it at times.
This time he gets out through the gully region. It's been a productive area for the batters this morning. Gets another 4. The Jamaica Scorpions inch closer to 150.
And every time he's had a failure in a first innings, Mansingh, he has found a way to score runs in the second. And for the Scorpions' sake, they would probably want him to get more than that 50 plus that he has gotten on 2 occasions this season. We'll probably want him to get a 120, 130, even if they're not able to win. And that completes the 55th over at 147 for 4.
Dad! Dad!
Is that real?
आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं? Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. Look at this.
Action resumes here with the miser Moti continuing. Yorker length delivery to start with. Well played by Pete Salmon. He's a very tall player, is Salmon, and is very elegant on the eye with the bat.
Yeah, he is. Has that free swing down the ground as well. And it's obvious why. He's such a tall player, so easy for him to get that stride in, to go through the line.
Oh, through him. Well, well, well. And there was also the appeal for the catch at silly mid off. It was all happening here. I thought that absolutely went through him and cannoned into the stumps. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, missing the stumps. Missing the stumps and didn't get onto the bat either. But Moti's so quick through his overs, you don't even have time to look at the replay.
Yeah. He's lucky he didn't get an edge on that, actually, as it came off the stumps. Back live here. We'll have to have a look at it at the end of the over. As Moti goes closer to another maiden. Oh, beaten again. Beautiful stuff from Gudakesh Moti. End of another maiden from Gudakesh, Mr. Scrooge Miser Moti. 56 overs gone, 147 for 4. Let's have a look at the replay on that one now, Mr. Sharma. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, just absolutely beating the bat into the pad and then into the silly mid-off fielder's hand.
Yeah, that was going on with the angle because he was wide off the crease, so he was just sliding it on with the arm.
But I mean, that could have came off the back of the bat, anything, and into a fielder. Thorne to continue now. Again, looking for that shot through that gully region. Down to third man is Mansingh.
Scorpions found themselves in a position where they thought was inconceivable after the first 2 hours on the opening day, because they were in such a dominant position that it's almost unbelievable that they're in this pickle.
Beaten all ends up by that one. That was a beautiful delivery there from Thorne.
That had much more pace on it. And it came down on that 3/4 length. So Mansingh was not sure if he was supposed to go forward or stay back. Ended up being caught on the crease. And just...
Well, the thing with Mansingh is, but with Mansingh, he obviously likes to play on the back foot, so you want to get him coming forward. And that's what Thorne needs to do. I think Smith as well, they were just, with Smith, for example, even if you're looking for that ball darting in, which was your surprise delivery.
That one shaped away.
But you still want him coming, or not sure if to come forward or back, not comfortable to stay on the back.
An open stance he has a trigger, he has a movement before the bowler starts to get to the crease, but he doesn't move a lot, as exaggerated as Javon Buchanan. Mansingh, so he's still covering his stumps, but he's not overcompensating for that off stump. So him getting those deliveries in that goodish length area could still be problematic, because then he would be probably reaching for those deliveries. Yeah. And it's something that we have seen this season, where he pushes the bat hard at the ball in front of him, in front of his body. And
if he's on the back foot, then he'll be confident to ramp it over the field or whatever, if it's a short delivery, or steer it into the gully. The gully's area has actually been strengthened now with 2 gullies in place. A little bit too wide there from Thorne, but maybe that's the kind of delivery that he wanted Mansingh to play at, actually.
And there's some imagination, and the man at point has gone back onto the boundary. So even if he gets it through that region, there's a strong possibility that he won't get a 4. So it's going to be very risky for him to play the ball in that area.
This one he's forward to and plays comfortably enough. It's been an interesting first hour with just about 3 minutes left before the first hour break. Guyana obviously enjoying the better of the first hour.
They're bowling their overs quickly. 13 overs bowled already. And it's coming up to the first hour. They're going to get another one in. And based on the speed at which Moti bowls, they probably get 2.
Well, if it was 2 overs that Moti would bowl him back to back, I think, maybe sure.
Yeah, you're going to be one more over before the drinks break. And it's the domination of the Harpy Eagles continuing because they've picked up 2 wickets. And the 2 overnight batters are back in the pavilion.
And it's a very dangerous time here now for the Jamaica Scorpion because, of course, wickets are lost either just before or just after a drinks break or break in play. Just due to that natural lapse in confidence and concentration, I should say. And the thing is, Mansingh and Salmon, they've absorbed some delivery, so they kind of see what's going on out there. Don't have a handle on Moti at all, of course. But it bodes well for them that they've absorbed the pressure so well. 1 for 4 of 9 overs. Absolutely scintillating bowling here.
And the more balls he gets to bowl to you, it's the more problems he's going to create.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
There is going to be a rush of blood at some point and be like, I can't take this anymore. So far, so good from Salmon. A full toss, and he gets that one away. And Moti actually concedes a run, and it might very well be a boundary due to that awful fielding display there. It was a delivery that deserved to be put away because it was full. But the fielder made an absolute hash of that. I think it's Ronaldo Ali Mohammed.
I know he's in some discomfort because it seems as if he fell badly on his neck. He's holding his neck for some time. He's just gone to retrieve the ball. And the Scorpions get some reprieve. 151 for 4. Just about matching their first inning score. But it's all Harpy Eagles. A long, 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 long way away. 268 more runs to win. Or 76 more overs to survive for the day. And your bet is as good as mine where this game is going to go. But we'll take a break and we'll be back shortly.
Dad! Dad!
Is that real?
आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं? Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
So welcome back to Savannah Park for this, the final day of this penultimate CWI Regional Championship match between the Scorpions, the home team, and the Guyana Harpy Eagles. The Harpy Eagles still with the upper hand and in full control of this game. They picked up the two overnight batters in successive overs. Niall Smith bowling Brandon King through the gate, and Kurt McKenzie caught under the bat by Raymond Perez of Budakesh Moti. Isaiah Thorne is bowling to Abijay Mansingh. Left that one on a length, and it was close, but it was comfortably over the stumps. Marlon Pinnock is back to join us in the commentary booth.
And so far, in his 2 overs, been bowled by Isaiah Thorne so far, getting the ball to go both ways to the right-handers, hence why he's causing a lot of problems here at Spina Park. Abijay Mansingh, 11 first-class games so far, scoring over 483 runs at an average of 24.1. A bit below par there, Foster.
Trying to force that one through the offside, and it's a mixed bag because Mansingh is playing more as a specialist batter in this game. He's batting at number 5. The highest he's batted all season. He's been batting at 6, 8. Those have been his positions this season. Gets it through the gully, risky, but the reward is that it's 4 because it bounced in front of Tejaran Chandapal, who came in at a finer gully, finer of the 2 gullies, but he was riding the bounce there and got on top of it. Mansingh played it with soft hands, deliberately played, and he gets 4 more runs, 155 for 4.
Yes, well played there by Abijay Mansingh. Just played it with soft hands, as Foster mentioned. And 4 more runs to his credit. It's up to 17. The Scorpion, a long way away. 264 more runs required if they are to must victory in these 6-round fixtures here at Sabina Park. Abijay Mansingh last season did a tremendous job for the Scorpions as well. He scored an half-century, and also he was selected in the West Indies A team to tour South Africa. Good all-round capabilities is Mansingh. But of course, neither of the batters in the middle have scored a century for the Scorpions. And I guess this is the perfect opportunity for them, with the Scorpions desperate for some runs here on D4.
I think Brandon King is the only player in the team that has a century for the Scorpions. Flashing at that one was a little bit too loose, and that's the end of the over. The first over after drinks is 59. Overs completed, 155 for 4.
And when I look at only a Brandon King in a team scoring 100, that goes to show how the team in general is struggling to score runs, Foster.
Yeah, Kurt McKenzie has a double century, a first-class double century, but that was for the West Indies Academy, well, the Weeks and Headley team. Well, one of those teams in that championship last year forced his way into the reckoning to to play for the West Indies on the back of that score. So, not many Centurions, and the Scorpions outside of the CCC, and probably the CCC has more Centurions than the Scorpions.
And they're at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, the Scorpions only have one player scoring a century, and this is innings number 12 for them. So it was impossible for someone to score a century against the CCC in the second innings because they needed a mere 55 to win in that game. But overall, the batting has just not come to the party, and it's not a 1 year thing, it's not a second year thing, it's not a third year thing either. And it's going to take a lot for Jamaica to start producing more quality batters. They're always potential players and players who give you the belief that they have the qualities to survive at this level, but it's just more than that one is from Moti, has changed his angle, it's gone over the wicket. It's more than just the potential and the natural ability. It has to do with the mentality and the hunger and the desire. Clipped in the air, just past Evan Imlach. That was chancy from someone, but it eludes a diving Imlach. Flung himself at the ball, just couldn't get there. It was a juicy full toss, and someone really and truly just clipped the ball in the air. And that's a tentative nature providing a chance, but it didn't get close enough to Imlach. 4 more runs.
A gallant effort there by Captain Devin Imlach as well, just out of the reach. And you look at the Scorpion in regional cricket for the last 2 years, Foster, they haven't won a traditional team for over 2 years.
Moti now concentrating in that rough area to just create some doubt in the minds of these batters. And someone is on strike. And yeah, no wins last year in 4-day cricket, none in 50-over cricket. This year, as you said, they have won 2 games, but it's against the developmental teams. And it would be a shame, really, not a disrespectful comment here, if the professional players are losing to the developmental players consistently.
Remember, the West Indies Academy came here at Sabina Park
and pushed them to the limit.
Indeed.
Really pushed them to the limit. And had it not been for a couple of drop catches or drop chances, the academy team easily could have been over the line. It's 159 for 4 at the end of 60 overs.
Dad! Dad!
Is that real?
आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं? Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
So if we put everything in context, the Scorpions played 5 games last year, and they're into their 6th game this season, and they've won 2 of 11. 2 of 11 in this format.
Not good at all.
Yeah, but I personally think it has to do more with, I'll get to my point after this delivery. Oh, it goes right through him, Isaiah Thorne. You beauty. Seems as if it kept a little bit low. It was too good for Mansingh. It jogged back. And the stumps went for a wobble. Went right through the right-hander. Just nipped back, and the stumps scattered all about the place. And guess what? Guyana Harpy Eagles, they're cock-a-hoop, and they're closer and closer to a win against the Scorpions.
Indeed. Peach of a delivery. As you can see on the replay by Isaiah Thorne. Big delivery. Excellent. I was mentioning earlier, he was on the money all morning, getting the ball to shape away, shape back, and now this delivery, shape back into Abijay Mansingh and disturb his stump. Excellent delivery.
That's the point that I was making. Well, both Andrew and I were making. Mansingh doesn't like to come forward. So that three-quarter length delivery that is coming back towards his stump is always going to be chaotic for him. He doesn't get a big stride into the ball. And so once he can move that ball off the seam back towards the stumps, it will be a good time for the bowler, high percentage time for him. That's something that Mansingh can work on. And what the Harpy Eagles are going to be working on now is how to dislodge one of Romain Morris or Pete Salmon at 159 for 5. Morris makes his way to the crease, and it's another chaotic morning for the Jamaica Scorpions. It's gone pear-shaped for them, and Mansingh just departed for 17. I was about to say that I think what is hurting the Scorpions is a combination of factors on the field and off the field. And I think on the field, I just don't get the sense that the players are playing for each other. I don't get the sense that there's enough desire on the field, there's enough hunger, enough effort being shown. I'm not saying that they're not trying, but you just don't see it. It's not as if it's like the 80s or the 70s where it's just about playing for your country for pride. Pride is at the top of the list, but these players are getting proper compensation. You want to see more desire, more energy. Morris goes hard, and the finger goes up immediately. Back-to-back wickets for Isaiah Thorne. The edge of Romain Morris is taken, and Guyana Harpy Eagles soaring to an outright win here at Sabina Park. A first ball duck for Romain Morris.
First delivery here to Morris. Big booming drive. Feet was nowhere Foster. And then Sawyer feather through to the wicketkeeper. And a disappointed Morris goes back to the change room. And the Scorpions in a pit here at Sabina Park at 159 for the loss of 6.
And Morris is someone who had a leg injury early in the game. One step, it was full, and you can see very full but lazy footwork, because it could be the problems with his leg. Didn't get close enough to the ball, just threw his hands at the ball with the bat, and all that resulted in was a wicket. So from 123 for 2, the Scorpions have slumped to 159 for 6. And it's more of the same in this 6th round clash. And I was about to say that it's not just on the field, and I wouldn't say off the field. I still believe things in and around Jamaica's cricket can improve, just like West Indies cricket. I think Jamaica's cricket, there are several question marks as to how the teams are selected, how some of the players are getting trial matches in comparison to other players. You want to reduce all of those doubts. You want to clear all of those doubts to ensure that you have a very transparent system. I'm not saying that these players are not the best players in the country, don't get me wrong, because if you look at their records, most of them deserve to be in and around the Jamaica team. A hat-trick. Isaiah Thorne is on one, but he's clipped away forward of square by Derval Green. They're going to get 2 at least. They can get 3 if Green is interested. Is he? Yes, he is. He's limping. And Thorne went for that magical delivery to get a hat-trick. But 3 more runs to the total. It's 162 for 6. So those issues, and you want your players, as I said, to be always performing at an optimal level. They want to be at the top of their game. When you look at the other franchises, I've seen all the other franchises so far in this tournament, outside of the developmental teams. Just look at the camaraderie between the players, are among the players from the Volcanoes, and they're from different islands. That one kept a little bit low on someone. You can see that, you can feel the energy, maybe because it was at the start of the tournament, but you felt as if they were a unit. You felt as if they were diving around for each other. They were fighting for each other. They were representing each other. The more you watch the Scorpions, the more you feel as if they are distant brothers. They just come to the cricket field and play. You want to see more urgency.
Yeah, and really and truly a collapse this morning by the Scorpions. At 122 for 2, they slipped to 162 now for 6. Just that 40 runs for 4 wickets this morning. Not good on the part of the Scorpions. This man Isaiah Thorne pick up 2 of those wickets.
Yeah, we thought that spin would have been the predominant threat. It's pace. 3 of the 4 wickets this morning gone to pace. 2 to Isaiah Thorne. Both falling in this over.
1 to Niall Smith, that of the captain Brandon King.
Just after drinks as well. Just after that drinks break. The magic power of an interval. Break your concentration. Coming back again. Almost as if it's a reverse swinging here for the Harpy Eagles bowlers. And they're just getting the reward that they really and truly deserve for recovering from 61 for 6.
Yes, just sheet back in to the right-handed Pete Salmon. So at the completion of another over is 164 for the loss of 6. So you realize Isaiah Thorne getting the ball to go away and then sheet back in, and that's a plus for him as well. And for the RP Eagles, who's in command at Sabina Park in these 6-round fixtures on day 4. See a beautiful shot. The skies here at Kingston, Jamaica. No chat of any showers. Scorpions on the back foot. 255 for victory, but just the 4 wickets in hand, Foster. The huge hawks of the Scorpions.
Yeah, we can forget that. I think you can forget the 255. It's just about survival for me here for the Scorpions.
We'll say just a matter of time then.
Yeah, they'll have to survive the rest of the day. 17 overs bowled this morning. They have another 73. Green goes tugging that one through the onside. Tejan and Chandapur. And does the chasing. Retrieves the ball for 2 runs for the Scorpions. And Chandapur did say to me that he's actually ambidextrous. So I wasn't fooled. I wasn't seeing doubles. And I'm going to make another observation again with the Harpy Eagles players. They almost have the similar body structure. Goes straight to Perez. He drops it.
How did he drop that,
But
Foster?
it's always easier to say from here. You know that because feeling under the bat, it's not easy. He pushed at it hard, Green. Yeah, he probably should have taken that.
That should have been taken there by Perez. Derval Green lives to fight another day here, Foster. Yeah. Excellent bowling by Moti.
Actually, Perez is at short leg. He's a substitute fielder that is at city point. He looks like Prasad. Maybe Perez would have taken that.
Well, he took a wonderful catch this morning as well to dismiss Kurt McKenzie. That was more difficult than this one. But Moti continues to be very economical into his 12 over, Foster. 1 for 14.
Yeah. Akshay Prasad is the man at Silly Point. Moti really showing his qualities, and this is what I was talking about as well. Derval Green using all his experience, just slow down the game. Gudakesh Moti is being able to do whatever he wants to do. He's bowling through his overs in less than 45 seconds. Green gets the outer half of the bat. It spins away down towards that third man region. And that looks like Verasamy Pramal.
And if you realize, can see here in the replay with this ball, flighted delivery, very slow through the air, and inviting the big booming drive from Derval Green. Lucky enough, just out of the reach of that fielder at the backward point region. The old veteran did well as well.
Yeah, they got 2 runs, and umpire Chris Wright just asking and double checking there with Verasamy Pramal if it is in the boundary, and he said no, and rightly so. 168 for 6.
Moti continues to ask a lot of questions on day 4 of the 6-round fixtures at Guyana Park. Derval Green known to be very aggressive, positive, but so far I've been outfoxed by Moti, who's very economical.
Chance for a run out. And Salmon and Green almost had a mid-pitch conversation. And turned back in the end.
Poor communication between these two batters in the middle. Both batters in the middle carrying an injury as well, Foster. But Isaiah Thorne so far doing a tremendous job for the Harpy Eagles. Attacking field been set here by Devin Imalak. 2 slip a gully. There's a backward point. There's cover. There's mid on, mid off, a mid wicket, and also a man at the long leg boundary as well. Rather sunny morning here at Sabina Park as it approached 11:30 here.
Short delivery, good short delivery. He was camping out on that front foot. Umpire says wide, but I like that delivery from Thorne, who is not happy with the call, and you can understand why. I don't think that was a wide.
Very harsh on the fast bowler in Isaiah Thorne.
Good cricket sense, good fast bowling sense there. Knowing that the batter is thinking about coming forward all the time. Just remind him, I have this bouncer too, and I can bowl upwards of 85 miles per hour. So be careful what you're doing.
And so far, this youngster has been shown great courage here at Sabina Park. And guess what? I think he's one for the future for West Indies cricket as well. Good to see Desmond Haynes, the chairman of AF Selector, watching him as well. Should be pumped.
Lot has been
West
said
Indies.
about Thorne, who probably can lose a couple more pounds and shred a little bit more. But I think what made West Indies cricket dominant was fast bowling. And the more fast bowlers we can produce and have them in a team, the better it is.
Well, and the plus for Isaiah Thorne, he's very tall as well.
Yeah. And you look around the world, the teams who are dominating outside of England with their new style of cricket. India have a battery of fast bowlers. Australia, they have a fast bowling group that has over 1,000, or a bowling group that has over 1,000 test wickets. So once you can have quality fast bowlers who can play for a long period of time, your cricket is going to be strong.
And the good thing about Isaiah Thorne as well, he's been through the West Indies under 19 program as well. So that's a plus for him.
One stroke. Someone on the thigh or in the nether regions. He survives. That's it. The most important thing for him.
He realized this wicket
Ball
here.
didn't bounce as he expected. And caused some problems there, but he's still at the crease. Goes for the pull. There's no man there. And even if there were, absolutely no chance. That's gone bang in front of the mount for 6 from Pete Salmon.
That's a sublime shot from Pete Salmon. Showing his aggression is Pete Salmon, and that is what he's known for here in Jamaica. Very aggressive. And that completes the 63rd at 175 for the loss of 6. Uphill toss for the Scorpions. Gonna take some real fighting, real guts. If the Scorpions have to pull off victory here in the 6-run fixtures at Sabina Park.
Yeah, you're going to be hearing from Andrew Chan after this over from Gudakesh Moti. Has 1 for 16 from 12 overs. Yeah, Derval Green showed what his plans are. And it's going to be to bash this ball until he gets out and get the Scorpions to a respectable total. Flighted delivery, and that's a hike over wide long on. 1 bounce and 4 more runs.
Yeah, Derval Green showing positive intent, and that's the way how Derval Green plays. Loves to be on the counter-attack. That's his first boundary as well.
Mid-off and mid-on, they were in a regular position or regulatory position. The mid-on is gone back to long on. Jams down on that one. Not surprised. I don't think the Scorpions believe that they can survive the 70-plus overs to go for the day. He's going straight. He's coming towards us. We are safe.
But I'm not sure.
But it goes all the way for 6. Flighted delivery from Moti. And Green showing his power and stamina. And that was gun barrel straight. 6 more. 10 runs off the over. And 2 boundaries for Derval Green. Takes him to 11.
Well, for a second there, I think the cameraman Kadir Mohammed was in trouble. Excellent stroke here coming in from Derval Green.
Punches that very sweetly up to mid-off. Timing it well. It's Green. Someone finally making a move to Gudakesh Moti. He was just bowling away his overs without any real aggression shown. But no worries for the Harpy Eagles. Still 2 men under the bat. And that slip. Only 2 men out. Long on and deep backward square. And a good over for Derval Green. 17 he has. The Scorpions 185 for 6 at the end of the 64th over. More thoughts from Marlon Pinnock, and then he'll be joined by Trinidad and Tobago's Andrew Chan.
Yeah, so far so good for the Guyana Harpy Eagles. He came back this morning, picked up 4 wickets, and 4 very important wickets as well. of the Scorpions on the back foot. Scorpions still require 234 for victory. That's a long way away from Sabina Park, Andrew.
Yes, good morning once again to all the viewers. And I had a chance to experience the fireworks of Isaiah Thorne, and then now it's the fireworks of Derval Green that have joined me back in the commentary booth. And interesting ploy here by the Jamaica Scorpions. They're fighting back. Still require 234.
Well, some news coming out of the Jamaica Cricket Association 2-day semi-finals. Jamaica Defence Force lost the toss and St. Mary batted 81 for 4.
Yeah, changing the ball again. Niall Smith replacing Isaiah Thorne. I wonder if Pomal will replace Moti, or we haven't seen Sinclair yet either. Pomal or Sinclair for the day.
And a game between Kingston and of course St. Catherine. Kingston at 52 for 1 in that other semi-finals.
He's played well, Pete Salmon. He's looked competent, composed at the crease.
Well,
A bit of luck as always, as you would need in any innings.
well, he scored a century in the last weekend in a quarterfinals, so he's in tremendous form. But at the moment, haven't seen any batter standing up with Pete Salmon, and hence why they're in a spot of bother at 185 for 6.
Well played. And he'll run a quick single. That's good cricket. That man, Derval Green, Marlon Pinnock. He's always good for the entertainment. He's always good for the effort.
Yes, he's an entertainer, a character. You realize this morning, Guyana RP Eagles, 2 fast bowlers used this morning, and they're both bowling from the Michael Olin end of the ground. If you're familiar with Sabina Park, that's a George Edley end as well. And 3 wickets as well from that end this morning, and 1 from this over commentary box end. That's a Courtney Walsh end of the ground. In North stand,
Dancing up the pitch is Green, has a flail at that one, doesn't get any connection. Just to give you an idea of what's going on in cricket around the Caribbean in terms of the regional 4-day championship. The Leeward Island Hurricanes have progressed to 192 for 2. They just need 62 runs to make the Barbados Pride bat again, which is a good effort from them. Mikhail Louis, unfortunately, going for 80. Kesey Carty is still not out on 52. And over the combined campuses and colleges are making a good fist of their reply. They're in a similar situation. They require 295 for victory. But they're fighting at 154 for 3. Damel Evelyn not out on 71, and Shamar Brooks with him on 53 as well. That's what's going on in the regional 4-day championships. And of course the next round sees the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force come here to Sabina Park. Marlon Pinnock, wetting your lips in excitement for that game.
that's the final round, of course. 7th round action.
Nice drive through the extra cover region by Derval Green. He'll come back for 2. Fielded as well coming around.
Good commitment being shown here by the big fast bowler in Isaiah Thorne, covering some ground quickly, Andrew.
Yep.
And this is what you want to see from your fielders.
Yeah, an absolutely scintillating spell from him. He was on a hat-trick penny, and that really was an excellent over.
course, Derval Green was the man facing the hat-trick delivery as well.
Yeah.
Easily negotiated.
But you know that saying that it's bowlers that win matches, Penny, and that over from Isaiah Thorne sort of proved that point in more ways than one, because he absolutely turned the game on its head in terms of getting rid of the set Abhijay Mansingh and then Romain Morris without troubling the scorers.
And if you realize how it bowled to Abhijay Mansingh, it was good to Abhijay Mansingh getting the ball to shape away and occasionally get them to jog back. It was excellent on the part of Isaiah Thorne.
Yeah, end of the over, 188 for 6. And that man, the entertainer, Derval Green, denied him a hat-trick as well. There's a look at that scoreboard here. And boy, does it tell a story here, Penny. 419 the target. If only they had a Brian Lara in there to come next.
You look at the massive score on the first innings by the Guyana RP Eagles on the scoreboard, 4-2-4. That tells it all.
Yes, it is indeed. Interestingly, Moti will continue. It's been a marathon spell. Simon gets his single. Good cricket from him. And we'll see how Derval Green approaches this over, Penny.
Well, so far he's been on the positive side of things. Don't think anything will change at the moment. But you realize as Derval Green gets into strike, you realize long on goes back on the boundary. 30-run partnership comes up in 29 deliveries. Call. Derval Green scoring majority of that runs in this partnership. This time he's hitting the ball in the air. Should be caught. Yes, he's caught. Poor dismissal. Tame dismissal from Derval Green. And the Scorpions lose their 7th wicket. Let's turn our attention to the replay here. Poor cricket here by Derval Green. Absolutely poor.
Yeah, poor slice there. Didn't get to the pitch of that one at all and just threw his hands at it. I think I was a substitute fielder, Akshaya Prasad, who circled underneath it and took the catch eventually. Derval Green departs. Jamaica lose their 7th wicket. 189 for 7. They're in all sorts of bother here. And with just about 18 minutes to lunch, can they last the lunch, Penny, is the new question.
Well, 3 wickets to go before lunch. On another 18 minutes. You realize Gudikish Moti outsmart Derval Green in this occasion.
Yeah.
Very slow through the air, inviting the drive. It wasn't there for the taking. And Derval Green just spoon a catch to that fielder. It should be the substitute fielder as well. Took an easy catch. And the Scorpions this morning on report day lose 5 wickets. Brings the new batter Rama Lewis to the wicket.
Yeah, that was always a problem as the Harper Eagles got into the lower order, how the spinners would deal with them in Gudakesh Moti, Sami Pamal and Kevin Sinclair. So far, Moti has done the heavy lifting, ably supported by Isaiah Thorne. And Derval Green won the battle in the last over. He was able to take 10 runs off Moti, but Moti has won the war and has had the last laugh. Unfortunate from Derval Entertainer Green that he couldn't last a little bit longer. Ramal Lewis is the new batter, and he's shown that he's had some stickability at the crease. 4 close infielders by the bat, something you love to see.
So 67 runs scored this morning by the Scorpions.
I don't even see why that fielder deep backward square leg is needed, Penny. Bring him in.
And 5 wickets to the Guyana RP Eagles.
Yeah.
Well, Rama Lewis tends to hit the ball in that era, hence why
Oh, beaten outside the edge. Beautiful flight, beautiful dip, beautiful drift there from Moti.
very good control here by Gudikish Moti. Top delivery. But as a batter, if you know we're off some pace, you won't be tempted to play after deliveries like that. But going back to the man at the deep square leg boundary, that's where Rama Lewis tends to play his majority of his strokes. Hence why captain decided to plug that gap. And that completes the 66 at 189 for the loss of 7. So,
Yeah, they've been absolutely steady throughout here, Guyana Harpy Eagles. I mean, they've won every single session apart from the first one when they were 58 for 5 or some sort. And that seems so long ago that at that stage that the Jamaica Scorpions were actually on top. But the Harpy Eagles, they've been steady. They've taken wickets at the right occasions. They've limited the Scorpions. They've built that pressure. And then, of course, their batters managed to set them up in their first inning. So all their bowlers have to do now is knock them down. And you have to say the bowlers have been very effective in doing that. Nice drive there by Salmon. Looks comfortable. He looks so comfortable, Salmon. Well, if somebody would stick around with him for the day, maybe the Jamaica Scorpions have a chance to salvage a draw at least. I mean, 230 runs in 2 sessions is still mathematically possible, Penny.
Yeah, it won't be easy for the Scorpions. Just the bowlers to come on, Joe. Bit of late swing here by Niall Smith. Just a wicket to his name so far.
Another Niall Smith specialty, darting back in.
And a very important wicket as well of the Scorpions captain Brandon King.
The other thing to consider is that based on the pace of this game as well, Penny, that sometime after lunch, probably in the first 10 overs after lunch, a new ball will be available for Guyana as well. Edged, and he's gotten that one through the slips. It'll be 4 for Ramal Lewis to get him off the mark. They've gotten a lot of runs through that area, Jamaica. Most of it fortuitous, but 4 runs nevertheless.
Good line been maintained by Smith. But unlucky runs here for Ramal Lewis. He'll take it. And definitely Scorpions will take it as well. The 194 for the loss of 7.
To be fair to Ramal Lewis, I mean, even though he wasn't quite to the pitch of that one, played it well enough with soft hands, kept it down. This one, he flails through that same region, and he'll get that away for 4 as well. A more authentic cricket shot there from Ramal Lewis. He's not going to sit down and take any defeat here.
Yes, indeed. Short, wide, begging to be hit, and was handsomely arrested. Down to the backward point region. Great dexterity there, been shown by Ramal Lewis.
Yeah, he was offered a little bit of width on that occasion as well, Penny, so really latched onto that one. Excellent wrists, you have to say, as well, to guide it through that gap.
Just 2 runs away from that 200 mark, Andrew. Still another 200.
And 21 required for victory.
It's like a mountain to climb here in Jamaica. Very steep for the Scorpions.
Tries again to flail through the extra cover region this time, showing off his full range of shots through the offside is Ramal Lewis at the end of that over. 198 for 7, the Jamaica Scorpions.
Dead! Dead!
Is that real?
आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं? Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
Good Moti will be continuing. This time around he will be bowling to Pete Salmon. I like this field set here by Tevin Imlak as well. There's a slip, there's a leg slip, there's a forward short leg and a short leg. This is excellent captaincy by Tevin Imlak. And why not 9 minutes before the first session?
Goes back and punches this one through extra cover region. That's a delightful shot there from Pete Salmon. So languid, so easy on the eye. Just rock back and slap that through the extra cover region.
Yes, short, wide, easy pickings for Pete Salmon and tremendous timing as well.
Yeah, I think he could have put that any way he wanted, really. He had so much time on that one. I'm glad he put it through the extra cover region because it looked quite delightful. Another fielder coming into the circle on the leg side. That looks like Tej Chandapur, just at about a mid-wicket position.
Well, of course, there's a change of field as well. The leg slip has been taken out and put into a second slip position as well.
Yeah, that deep backward square leg position is not out, so everybody's inside the circle.
So the aim from Moti now is to bowl that middle and half stump, forcing Pete Salmon to come on the front foot and bring those two slips into play.
Well, Salmon is tall enough, so the trajectory has to be just right. Just like that, he's tall enough he can smother it as necessary. 68 overs gone, 202 for 7. Moti on point.
Another 7 minutes before lunch here on day 4 of this West Indies Regional 4-day Championship, Sabina Park.
Moti has actually bowled through this entire spell, this entire session here, Penny, which is incredible considering the wealth of spin disposal Guyana have at their disposal.
Well, you're going to see a change of bowling from the Michael Lowland end.
As
Kevin's-
I said that, Imlach proved me wrong and brings on Kevin Sinclair. Yeah.
Indeed. I think it's a good change as well. You want to get in as much over before the lunch break with your two spinners on.
So there is a fielder out at that mid-wicket region, deep mid-wicket, as well as a long on. Isaiah Thorne trots into a deep backward square leg. We'll see how far down he goes. No, it's just a deep backward square leg. Straightish mid-on. Should I call? I could call that a short mid-wicket instead. Just one slip in place and the short leg for Kevin Sinclair. Edged just past that first slip. Will it run close to the ropes? It does indeed. But they come back for an easy 2 here.
Kevlin Anderson was quick across the ground as well.
On the back foot there. I really don't understand why they don't have 2 slips in place for every spin bowler, Penny. I mean, you're 200 and, your runs aren't really an issue anymore for Guyana. Appeal for a caught behind, and well, it doesn't matter in the end because Kevin Sinclair slides one through, and that's the end of Ramal Lewis. Easy take by Kemal Savory behind the stumps. Excellent take indeed. And the Scorpions slip into further trouble. 2 wickets left. They have 202 for 8.
And immediately making an impact in his first over after being introduced by Captain Tevin Imlach. And the 8th wicket goes down for the Scorpions at 204, Andrew. It's almost safe to say the RP Eagles will take win here at Sabina Park.
And I'd like to see that again. Just slow it down a little bit, please, Dylan, as it passes the bat. Yeah, very confident appeal, and you can see why there. Certainly looks like there was a fine edge. Good decision by the umpire.
Good take by the wicket keeper as well.
It's a sharp one from Kemal Savory. In terms of your man of the match, he might actually be one of the major contenders here.
Could be the captain as well.
Penny, yeah. Well, Purmall, of course, took 5 wickets in the first innings. The wickets have been shared in the second innings. So you'll have to give it to Kemal Savory for his 150. Overall, Tevin Imlach made about 145, I would say. I think 144.
Yeah, 43 and 101.
Yeah, 145 then. We made 44 in the second innings.
Okay, 44.
Yeah. I'd have to go to Kemal Savory in my opinion. Isaiah Thorne was another good performer with a couple wickets over both innings. But I think that innings from Kemal Savory is the one that A, saved Guyana and B, set up for the win. So
Well, I think we're going to get in a next over.
yeah.
Driving loosely outside the off stump on this occasion was Markina Minley. Quick as the delivery through the air in fighting the drive. And his foot was nowhere, Andrew. Markina Minley
69 overs gone, 204 for 8.
batted
And
some
it's
40.
just about 12:59. They may have one more over.
11:50.
11:59. I think, yeah, my apologies. My phone is still on Trinidad time. 11:59, just maybe one over before we go for lunch here. And the Scorpions fans, as few as they are, will not be happy with what they're seeing from their team there. That man on his bicycle, they're about ready to leave. He's so annoyed with what's going on here at Sabina Park.
Marquina Minley batted 45 deliveries in the first innings. Was dismissed with the 46th. First delivery of the day 3.
Salmon on strike and gets a wide delivery that he punches. So this is
Into
getting
the
very
forward
fine.
short leg fielder in Perez.
Yeah, silly mid-off fielder winning that one. Good Yorker length delivery by Moti, but dug out. And Salmon will take a single. And immediately turn over the strike to Marquino Mindley. And Marquino Mindley rehearses a hoik over long on.
Such a character is
Before he
Minley
was
as
taking
well.
his mark.
Also a man of St. Elizabeth Technical High School as well. So if you look at the field now, Andrew, all fielders in the 30-yard circle.
No wonder Mindley was rehearsing a pullover long on. He deals well with the Yorker length delivery. I like those Yorker length deliveries from Moti, but I think he gets them too much middle and leg. I would like to see him get them on that off and middle and see what happens.
Yeah, with the field
Sort of like
set.
that.
Yeah, with the field set, you want to be bowling just the middle and off
Yeah.
and spin away from him as well.
But I understand that would be, of course, from the wide ball game, those darters in where the batters can't really do anything but dig it out. Well played by Mindley. One delivery left in the 70th over. And Mindley defends solidly. The ball comes back into the non-strikers end. Are the fielders walking off? Yes, they are indeed. It is lunch here. Day 4, session 1 has ended in this round 6 match. The Jamaica Scorpions 205 for 8. The Guyana Harper Eagles just require 2 wickets for victory, while they still have 220 odd runs to play with. We'll be back in about 40 minutes or so. And my sincerest apologies, it seems that they're going to have one more over. There, I was busy with the sign-off. The players were trudging off. It looked like they were trudging off. It seemed like they decided to have one last over, so my...
Them just playing the extra half an hour, Andrew.
Oh, well, that's what's going on here. I think I was too excited for lunch at this point, Penny.
Well, the match referee, Donovan Hale, is saying 15 minutes, Andrew. Extra 15 minutes.
And that's totally understandable. Nice drive by Salmon. And get a single here.
So Kevin Sinclair so far 2 for 32 into his 19th over. Very economical so far as well. So if you realize the Scorpions need 213 for victory, the Guyana Harper Eagles just need 2 wickets for victory in this, the 6th round.
Edged. And the catch is taken brilliantly at second slip.
Teach Naran Shanda Paul is the man. Sharp catch there, Andrew.
And you can see why the match referee in his infinite wisdom has decided to extend play by 15 minutes. Let's have a look at this again because this was a brilliant grab here. Yeah, that was a
One-handed.
brilliant catch there. First slip may have had it covered, but Chanderpaul did well to come in front of the fielder. It might have died as it got to the fielder. But that is the end of Marquino Mindley, unfortunately. Pete Salmon, so unfortunate here. He's batted so well, 30 of 61 deliveries, and he's running out of partners here.
As O.J. Jesus make his way to the wicket.
Celebrations as well by Tej Narayan Chanderpaul.
And why not? An outstanding catch there by Teach. One-handed. Just to his left as well. For a moment, the man at first slip thought he had a chance. Which Tej Narayan Chanderpaul didn't give him that opportunity.
Yeah, let's just have one more look at it again here. Because I think it was the awareness of Chanderpaul. Of course, he was going to his stronger side, the left side. The first slipper might have taken it. I think that's Kevlon Anderson. But still good awareness from Chanderpaul to get in front of him, just in case it fell short. And the celebration as well.
The celebration tells it all.
Yeah. He can taste lunch as well. That's why his tongue is out. And in all that, O.J. Shields has come in as the last man. Jamaica Scorpions require 213 for victory. If they have a mountain to climb, they also have to climb out the bottom of the ocean as well before they can start scaling that mountain. Be interesting to see how Pete Salmon approaches this. Will he try to farm the strike? Will he try to go on the attack? We have another wicket taking over for Kevin Sinclair. Scorpions 206 for 9, 213 required for victory. 1 wicket left in the hutch. Spinners ruling the roost here again. Kevin Sinclair 3 for 32. Gudakesh Moti 2 for 32.
Jamaica Scorpion left arm spin bowler Javoy Royal playing in this semi-final game for St. Catherine. Already picked up 4 wickets in that game.
Yeah, the field spread far and wide for Pete Salmon. They want him to take that single, but there are still 2 slips in place. And he tucks this one high in the air, but long on takes the catch. That is the end of the innings. The match is done. It's wrapped up with 212 runs to spare. Salmon threw it away. It was a full toss. Could have put it anywhere, but he put it straight into the hands of Long On. That's the end of the match. Guyana Harper Eagles wrap up victory by 212 runs. Not just after lunch on the first day, but just before lunch, you could say, because we haven't had lunch yet. Marlon Pinnock, your thoughts on this Jamaican performance?
Well, the Jamaica Scorpions just totally outplayed in this 6-run encounter by the Guyana Harper Eagles. And that sums up all from Sabina Park, an outstanding 4 days of cricket from the Guyana Harper Eagles.
Yeah, really, really good performance by the Guyana Harper Eagles. Consistent, clinical. They worked together as a team, and they really took the Scorpions to sword. I mean, the Scorpions were a little bit unlucky in terms of injuries to Romain Morris and Derval Green, but both came out and tried to play their part. And here's how the innings ended. A rank full toss that was just spooned into the hands of Long On. An easy catch there. The Guyana Harper Eagles are cock a hoop. And the Jamaica Scorpions have a lot to do before round 7 and the visit of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. on behalf of the Cricket 360 TV team here working for Cricket West Indies in this regional 4-day championship round 6 match. Our producer Dylan Sharma, cameraman Kadir Mohammed, commentators Jerome Fozzie Foster, Marlon Penny Pinnock, and myself Andrew Chan. This is us signing off from Sabina Park. Thank you very much for watching.